side, which should be the best side. So I don't know if you guys are saying this thing or not. It goes x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. There's the quadratic formula, kids. I did have one kid who said a was like 3x squared. A is not 3x squared. A is 3. B is 4. C is 2. Notice the lineup. All right. Plug in your little formula. Opposite of a positive 4 is a negative 4, plus or minus square root. B squared, so 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 2, all sitting pretty over twice a. Now, I had probably 6 or 7 kids who stopped here. Several stopped here. It was like it got too intimidating. Like, I don't know what to do after this. I don't understand, y'all. You have a negative 4 over 6, because there's a 6 there, plus or minus whatever's in this radical, also over 6. 2 times 3 is 6. The radical is 16. I'm going to think about that. 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2, because I saw so many kids stop there, is 16 minus 4 times 3 is 12, 24, which is negative 8. All right? Now, working with root negative 8. I'm going to do that off to the side so I don't clutter up my workspace here. Root negative 8 is the imaginary root of 2 times 4. And the root of 4 is a 2, so 2 imaginary roots of 2. Moving on with this. Negative 4 6 is negative 2/3, plus or minus 2i root 2, also over 6 still, because I haven't reduced. 2 over 6 reduces down to 1 and 3, so plus or minus I root 2 over a 3. There's your two answers, kids. You should write them separately, but I want to save the time. There we go. It wasn't hard. Factor, do not solve. So it's just factoring. Usually you want to say 5 and 6 to get to 30, don't you? But it doesn't work for this one. I mean, you can try it. You can try minus 5, x 6, whatever. But you're going to have a 6x and a 5x. And your goal is 7x. And that's just not going to work. So it's going to take a 10 and a 3 to do it. Looks like a plus 10 and a minus a 3. Because that product is negative 30. This gives me 10x on the outside. Minus 3x is a positive 7x. And y'all just left that blank. Again, this is Algebra 1 skill. It's not Algebra 2. You're complaining about how tough my class is, and the problem is not Algebra 2. The problem is you can't do 4th grade math. You can't do 5th grade math. Slope is 7th. You can't do that. It's not Algebra 2. Fix your issues. All right. This thing should be the easiest thing. Domain. The values of x. I notice that the graph starts at negative 6 and there's a solid dot. And it runs all the way to here. There's a hole here. So I got to stop and talk about this hole. Stops at 4, open hole. Starts on the other side of 4, negative 4. Starts on the other side of negative 4 and runs all the way to 2. Notice how it's solid all the way till 2. So negative 4 to 2. Open dots on both. The x cannot be 2. Then it starts on the other side of 2 and moves to 7. So it's got 3 distinct pieces. State the range, the low y value, which is values of, that was x. This is values of y. We have a low value of negative 3, and it exists. And even though we have a hole here, it's filled here. This hole, as far as y is concerned, is accounted for right here. And even though there's holes here and here, we have some solidity at 3. So the range is pretty simple. It's negative 3 to 3. Brackets on both. Intervals where the graph is increasing, there's 2 of them. Because that's that uphill, left to right. There are 2 of them. There's one that runs from negative 6 to negative 2. And there's also one that runs from 2 to 7. Decreasing doesn't exist. There is no decreasing piece. So we're going to answer that with a null set, which is just a 0. We call this the null set, the empty set. Constant. Constant is a horizontal line. I don't understand why you're missing these. I don't get it. You're horizontal from x equals -2 to x equals 2. I also don't understand why. Why? And it was high. Like, why are 1 in 3 juniors missing this? It blows my mind. There is no x-intercept here. There's a hole in the graph. There's one right here. Right there. I use my middle finger. Right there where my middle finger is. It's a 4, 0. I don't get why y'all are missing that. Y-intercept. It's right there. There it is. It's right there. It's at 0, 3. I don't understand why you're missing that. Average rate of change on the interval from -2 to 4. So when x is -2, I'm going to put a dot right here. When x is 4, I'm going to put a dot right there. I'm going to put a dot on the graph, not on the x-axis, on the graph. Looks like I have to fall 3, which would be a -3. And I run, looks to me like 6. I am running right 6, so +6, and that reduces to -1/2. Find f of 2 if it does not exist, state y. It does not exist, dne. Does not exist. Why doesn't it exist? Because there is no output. When x equals 2. There's holes in the graph. There's nothing there. Or x equals 2 is not in the domain. Things like that. Find f of 0 if it does not exist, state y. F of 0 does exist. It's right here. F of 0 is 3. And some of y'all just don't understand that notation. When x equals 0, the output y is 3. That's why we answered the way we do. All right, got the bonuses. I want to pause for a second. BRB. And I'm back. A couple of you honors kids try to do bonus 1 with this plus point. This is what it's worth. It's worth 1.5 point. You tried to do something else. Tried to plug it in. It's worth 1.5 point. This is f of g of x, which is f composed of g of x. That means you're going to take all of g and you're going to put it there and you're going to put it there. That's all it is. So the first part is to square it. 2x plus 1 squared, which means you write it twice. Minus a 3, there's an x. G becomes 2x plus 1. And then plus a 6. We'll invoke the distributive property, minus 6x minus 3. Don't forget the plus 6. We're going to FOIL here. We're going to get 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. And then we're going to combine like terms. Mouse cursor's in the way. I heard it. Anyways, we have a 4x squared. 4 minus 6 is minus 2x. And then it looks like plus 4. Because -3 plus 6 is -3. Add the 1, you're plus 4. So they're not hard. Bonus 2 is also worth 1.5 points. This is just like it is in the front. F of -3 plus g of -3. The only reason it's a bonus is because we have squares and stuff. So this is 2 times a -3 squared plus 4 times a -3 minus a 3 plus, because there's a plus, 4 times a -3 minus a 2. Take a -3 and square it, you get 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 4 times -3 is -12. minus 3 plus negative 12 minus 2. And you just put some crap together. Oh, nope. I really screwed that one up. Forgive me. Wasn't thinking. Oops. This is f composed of g of negative 3. That's what she is. So let me do this again. G of negative 3 is 4 times a negative 3 minus a 2, which is negative 14. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Minus 2, you're at negative 14. So now the goal is to find f of negative 14. So I take my negative 14 in, and I put it in f. The old output becomes the new input. If I remember this one right, this one's 333. 14 squared should be 196. So this is twice 196. Minus 56. Minus 3. Twice 196 is going to be 392. We're supposed to take away 59 from it. So what I do is I take away 60. That gets me to 332, and then I add one back. 333. And the last bonus, which is actually a pre-calculus calculus question. Do this. First off, we're going to let every x become x plus h. So I need to figure out what twice x plus h squared minus 2 times x plus h minus 4 is. If you square x plus h 3 or 4 times, you're going to memorize its pattern. It's x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 2x minus 2h minus 4. So I figured that out. I'm supposed to take away the original function. See where it says minus f of x? And it's all sitting pretty over an h. And I got some more cleaning up to do, by the way. Some of this stuff's going to disappear. Kind of jumped the gun here. I'm trying to finish and be done for the next class. Distribute my negative, minus 2x squared plus 2x plus 4 all over an h. And a lot of stuff disappears here. These are in balance. Whatever is here is going to cancel out. Those are in balance. Or they're not in balance, but they knock each other out. And that's what I'm left with. I have a 4xh, a 2h squared, and a minus 2h, and it's all sitting pretty over an h. Every piece of this rational expression possesses an h, so it's canceled out. At least one of them is. 4x plus 2h minus 2 is my final answer. And that, boys and girls, is the backside of your basics quiz. I hope that the one I give you next goes better. It needs to. Because y'all gotta grow. Plain simple, gotta grow.